Hi, welcome to 7 Minutes to Business Success, and I'm Darlene Zebel. In this vignette, I'm going to talk about family-owned businesses. Basically, can you fire your in-laws? And what are the success of family-owned businesses? There are many family-owned businesses in the United States, and I'm sure you're familiar with many of them. Many of them have gone on to become publicly traded companies, or they're in the Fortune 10. So basically, though, when you start a family-owned business, the big question is, can you fire your in-laws? What is the success of running a family-owned business? I have been approached by many organizations, profitable and nonprofit companies that are run by family members. And it never ceased to amaze me. Whenever I separated the second generation working there from the first generation who founded the businesses, and I'd ask the children, the adult children who are working in the company, so when your parents and pass on, you will continue to run the business. And many times they looked at me and said, no way. And and I go back to the first generation, they say, oh no, my children are going to maintain the business. These are questions you need to ask every member of your family who's involved in your business early on, so you can be prepared. If they're equity partners in the company, just like if you brought in a partner who is not a family member, you should have partnership contracts, even though they're family members. A partnership contract spells out the conditions of the partnership and also what happens when one of the partners is removed from the business and who has the authority to do that. Another successful tip is creating an operating agreement, basically outlining who's going to do what, who's going to manage the financials, who's going to manage operations, who's going to manage, research and development, who's going to do the strategic strategy and marketing, who's in charge of what, and who has the final say in each of these areas. Again, getting back to preservation planning. What happens if the person at the top moves on, passes, becomes disabled, ill, so an accident? What steps are you going to take next? I also warn people to consider one family member as the primary owner. And in the preservation planning, plan on who that ownership passes to. Again, just like in a partnership business, I always advise people, one person at the top needs to be able to make all the final decisions. And you have to decide, do the kids really get the business after you move on? Are you sure they want the business? Are you sure they're going to maintain the business? It might be better to dissolve the business and give each one of them their share before you leave your role, as the matriarch or patriarch of the company. Family-owned businesses can be really difficult. You can go through this entire process that I recommended, and you still have to be able to sit at the dining room table during Thanksgiving meal. So, I owned a business with my brother, but in advance, we spelled out who was going to do what, because we knew it was going to be a battle from early on. And we actually planned an entire year on how we were going to develop and create the business, and then lay out all the terms and conditions. And, when a problem came that was under his control, I deferred people to him. When the problem came that was under my control, he deferred the situation to me. So have this spelled out in advance, and you'll have a much greater chance for owning a very successful family-owned business. Thank you for joining 7 Minutes to Business Success. Please subscribe. It's free to subscribe to YouTube channels. And as I receive more comments and questions for you, I'll be putting out more 7-minute to business success videos to answer your business questions. Wishing you the best business success in the world. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day now. Bye-bye.